Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. All in crypto here, and today we are going to be giving you guys an update on our Polkadot price prediction. Now, those of you that follow me regularly will know we have given price predictions for a number of altcoins, and we are going to see them all through. We're going to be updating you on them until those targets that we've set out for them have been made. And of course, Polkadot was one of those altcoins. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be recapping on the price prediction. We're going to be diving over to the .USD chart, showing you guys where it came from, the fact that it's following the technical roadmap that we've set out for it, and what it's currently doing and what that's likely going to lead to. And I'm going to be showing you some examples of charts that went on to put in higher prices, having done what Polkadot is doing today. So this is absolutely a video not to miss. The first place I want to start, though, is with the total 3. Now, the total 3, or sorry, total 2, for anybody that's unaware, is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So everything, the value of everything by market cap added together in the crypto space, excluding Bitcoin. And today that sits at $1.1 trillion. Now, Polkadot is a part of the total 2. Of course, remember, it's just excluding Bitcoin. But this is a chart that I ultimately think, in much the same manner we've called many of these head and shoulders, that the total 2 is setting up in a similar fashion and is likely going to result in the total 2, so the total market cap of everything excluding Bitcoin, going to $3.7 trillion. Now, Polkadot is absolutely going to benefit from that. We are looking at a right shoulder potentially forming for the total 2 and then a move up to $3.7 trillion. Now, we know that the entire crypto space, I think, at its height in 2021 only got to $3 trillion. So we believe this market as a whole is going to be far larger in regards to market cap than the prior bull market. I think there's going to be a lot of institutional involvement in that. Remember, there's lots of those institutions that already offer Bitcoin spot ETFs, actually dabbling and offering Polkadot-related projects. So we think Polkadot's going to be a real beneficiary of the bull market that we are in. And of course, that's all coupled with technically what we're looking at for Polkadot on its own merit, which we are now going to be diving over to. Let's dive into it all. Let's talk about our Polkadot price prediction. This is the sort of technical roadmap that we had set out for Polkadot nearly 2 months ago now, I think just over 2 months ago, where we were looking at the potential for Polkadot to run, if it played out this inverse head and shoulders, kind of similar to what we're looking at in regards to the total 2, all the way to $26. So that would be a pretty nice return, certainly from when we made this video, looking at it at $7.23. And what you'll notice is that not only did we expect this right shoulder to form, once we had taken the neckline of the right shoulder, we were actually expecting a pullback. And that is actually what I believe Polkadot is currently doing today. So let's dive over to the current Polkadot.USD chart and let's take a look at it. So we've kind of laid the technical roadmap that we've got ahead of it out in a little bit more detail. And you can see, just like we were expecting on our price prediction, this right shoulder did actually turn out to be a right shoulder. Remember, it could have invalidated. And since then, you actually took this neckline with momentum. Now, the volume on .USD on Binance isn't spectacular. It is larger than the prior sessions, kind of confirming this breakout. You always want to take a key level on volume, certainly if it's going to the upside. It doesn't really work that way on the downside, or doesn't need to be the case on the downside. You don't really need to see volume as present. And since then, you are kind of consolidating. But I just want to show you some volume in regards to Coinbase, which is where I think the majority of buying of DOT that caused this breakout actually took place. You can see the volume significantly elevated. In fact, this is the highest volume that it's had since 2022. So nearly 2 years ago now, really kind of confirming the pattern that we're looking at and the actual breaking out of that pattern that is now likely going to see Polkadot move towards the $26 mark. This is the inverse head and shoulders pattern that we have for you. And we have said it's very important to watch what it does around the $23.75 mark, because it may go on and actually set up a broader head and shoulders that could potentially give us a bull market price prediction of $160 for Polkadot. Now, people may be skeptical and may not be believers in technical analysis, but we've seen the technical analysis, or the technical roadmap that we set out using technical analysis, play out thus far, even in regards to the pullback Polkadot's currently having. And we've got plenty of examples of charts that we kind of called a similar thing for what we're calling for Polkadot to do actually taking place. Bitcoin is a great example for us. Those of you that follow me regularly know we were calling this small head and shoulders, which is kind of like where Polkadot is today. It's in this kind of retest phase. And then we called a broader one setting up that's going to give us that 150K. So Not only are we bullish on DOT, we're bullish on the entire market. We've kind of shown you that with total 2. And I want to now show you a few examples of what Polkadot is doing today, being totally normal, totally healthy. Again, we were expecting a pullback once you run. It's kind of that second chance, that key level of significance. And actually, what's about to come next. And that is the further continuation of what is now, in my opinion, a confirmed uptrend and a confirmed technical pattern. We've got a kind of overlay there. So the first example I want to show you guys, and I'm going to put a box on this period to kind of really make it noticeable. Break of the key level, coming back and consolidating. The first chart I want to show you is the NASDAQ. So this is a chart that we were looking for, the very similar thing to what we're looking at in regards to Polkadot today. You can see you have an inverse head and shoulders, very present. A little bit of nuance here in regards to the left armpit. But when you actually took this level, you spent a period consolidating around it in a very kind of volatile or range-bound environment. You know, you can see this. You can see a similar thing taking place in regards to Polkadot today, even in regards to the wicks that you're seeing to the underside of the candles. And that ultimately resulted in a huge run, which we think is very much now on the cards in regards to the technical pattern that we are identifying. So there's a number of different technical techniques that we're using to identify what's currently going on with Polkadot. Stage analysis is one, of course, traditional technical patterns, and sort of cross-analyzing the market. So Polkadot's essentially here in regards to the NASDAQ. This was another chart that we looked at in regards to the right shoulder potentially forming. It hadn't yet. The breaking of it, and then the target that was perfectly met, interacted with before setting up for broader upside. So we've given you one example. One swallow does not a summer make though, however. This is another one. So this is another one that we have for you. A break of a key level on volume and then a period of consolidation. Now, slightly different chart, slightly newer. This is not a crypto, this is a stock just like the NASDAQ. But you can see very similar in regard to setting up and sort of coiling up around a key level of significance after having taken it with momentum. We have another example for you, which is this one here. Again, you could identify a bit of a head and shoulders here. Markets typically go up and down in a similar fashion. And again, once you break, you come back and you have a period of retesting and kind of consolidation before you then move higher. So this move, you know, we do believe that Polkadot is about to see a move similar to what the NASDAQ did after consolidating around this level. And we've got another example here in regards to semiconductors. So taking a key level, you get this period of coming back and kind of retesting. And that is essentially before you see that broader uptrend. That is essentially what Polkadot is doing today. And we do think it is, in my opinion, very likely to start marching towards that $26 price prediction. And again, if it does decide that it wants to interact with this kind of broader pattern, just like what Bitcoin's doing, we could be looking at that $160 Polkadot price. So volatility is normal. We think the broader crypto space is kind of confirming what we're looking at in regards to Polkadot on its own technical merit. You know, it's going to be a spectacular year for Polkadot. We've got lots of interviews lined up for you guys with various projects building inside the Polkadot space. We recently had the opportunity to interview Ingo Rube, who is the CEO and co-founder of Kilt Protocol, on digital identities and how we can kind of take power back using distributed ledgers of our own data that's related to our identities that we give over to companies like Facebook and some of the other big companies out there. You've also got Polkadot 2.0. That is coming this year. We've got things like Core Jam, which is all being put in place. There's a lot of drama right now in regards to the Polkadot space, mainly around OpenGov. I am going to stay somewhat neutral on that for now. I am going to be doing a video tomorrow on the dead meme coin airdrop and some of what's gone on, or really explaining what's gone on and why there's a lot of frustration around that. But in regards to Polkadot itself, this is one of the richest blockchains that there is in the entire space. It's one that I think is going to do very well. I think it's going to benefit from the institutional inflows that we see into the crypto space eventually. Remember, we also think an Ethereum ETF is going to be approved based on what we're looking at in regards to ETH dominance and ETH BTC. I think eventually you will have altcoin ETFs like Polkadot. You know, it's kind of a great future that we've got ahead from a fundamental point of view. Also from a price and technical point of view, we've just outlined and re-outlined the roadmap that we set out for it, that's being followed and is likely going to continue to get followed, in my opinion, which is going to give us that $26 Polkadot price prediction. Now, remember, I am not a financial advisor, and nothing I say I do on this channel is financial advice, just me sharing our technical assessment of the DOT token, where we think it's at and where we think it is heading. So that is really all I've got for you in this video, guys. If you've enjoyed this content, a like is greatly appreciated. So is a comment. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next.